quite literally the thing that keeps me on this planet every day, and that is the Life SMP. Third Life SMP, aka Traffic Light SMP, aka I Love This SMP, was created in 2021 by Minecraft YouTuber Grian. Grian is mainly known for his crazy antics on Hermitcraft and his ginormous and beautiful builds. For context, almost all of the lifers in the SMP are also in Hermitcraft, and Hermitcraft is this huge SMP server where people build outrageously large and complicated bases and spend anywhere from like a year to 2 on this server, and they get up to a lot of pranks and all of that stuff. But yeah, I just thought I should mention that as it is pretty relevant to who they are as YouTubers and content creators. So anyways, the Life SMP is a survival world with currently 18 members. What makes this SMP special is its gimmick, its little quirk. Every player has only a finite number of lives within a life series. Everyone starts out with 3 lives, then once you die, you're down to 2, once you die again, you're down to 1, you die a 4th time, and then you're completely out of the series. We refer to people with 3 lives as green lives, as their name tag will be green when on 3 lives, and then on 2 lives, their name tag will turn to yellow, aka a yellow life. On their 3rd and final life, it is then red, and as you can imagine, they call them red lives. The famous colors, green, yellow, red, of the Life SMP is what gives it the nickname of the Traffic Light series. This series is supposed to start off peaceful. Green lifers, they don't harm each other, you do not engage in PvP. The yellows are then able to kill greens, and then once you become a red, you're able to be hostile towards anyone. Depending on the series, you might be forced to be hostile, where it is a part of the characteristic of being a red life is that you have to kill people and actively kill people, whereas in other series it's just like you're allowed to. Given the context of these players, they like to be unhinged. They like to get off to some shenanigans and kill each other, even if it goes against the rules that they put in place themselves. The goal of each season is to be the last person standing, to be the last person alive, and have everyone else be dead, be no more. And with that, you become the winner of that series of the Life SMP. The gimmick is, even more so than just the traffic light aspect of it, is that each series, each season, you'll hear me interchange those. There is always new rules being added or changed. This makes each season a new dynamic. Although it's the same players, their relationships change depending on the rules, and it just gives way to such beautiful content as a SMP enjoyer that I just haven't seen in other series. I like to think of it as game changer, where you know the basis of the rules, you know that eventually they're going to start killing each other and that antics will ensue, but you don't know exactly how or what each season fully entails, which as a viewer, as a fan, every year whenever they come out with a new season, I'm always just super stoked and excited to see what Grian has been cooking up. Each season is usually 8 episodes, but this depends on how long the players last, as it's based on how many sessions of playing on the server it takes for there to only be 1 remaining lifer. The Life SMP is filmed in chunks. Unlike other servers where people will stream from them, etc., Life SMP has strict playing rules. So everyone, all 18 members or how many members they have, get on the servers and play for 3 hours. They all play for the same duration and then they stop, and then they play for 3 hours the week after, and they do that until there's only one lifer left. How the filming is set up, it allows for all of the lifers, no matter where they are around the world, they're able to come together and get up to shenanigans and have like their camaraderie, and it's very cute, though it can turn evil and like dastardly so quickly, which is my favorite part. It's got like this big communal vibe to it, which I absolutely love. I also would like to mention that this means there is maximum of like 12 hours of content each week, because every member posts their POV of that 3-hour session, and after being edited, the 3-hour session turns into almost a 40-minute video, unless they die early. But hypothetically in a world, hypothetically in Minecraft, that means there's 12 hours for 8 weeks, which is just crazy, which, you know, as a fan, content baby content, I love it and I am eating it up. You know what? This is probably a good time to go into detail about the past live series. On April 20th, 2021, what a 420 celebration to remember. 14 Minecraft YouTubers got together to play one of the deadliest SMPs ever known, Third Life. The rules were simple, unlike in upcoming series. You start as a quote-unquote green life with 3 lives. You die, you turn yellow on 2 life. You die again, you turn red with 1 life. Die another time, you're out of the game, baby. You become a bodiless ghost floating around the server, watching as a bloodbath ensues beneath you, waiting for the mother who blew you up to finally get his comeuppance and die, but instead he ends up winning the fucking series. And yeah, I mean, it's very chaotic, but the first season of the Life series, Third Life, was pretty simple. It didn't have much gimmicks besides the whole traffic light idea. On top of that, red lives had to become violent. When they turned red, they had to start killing. In the first season of the Life series, all of our current lifers were present except for Pearl, Mumbo, Gem, and Lizzie. The third Life season lasted for 8 episodes from 420 until June 8th of 2021. Another rule of the series was that Grian cannot kill unless in self-defense, which was carried on to other seasons. I also do want to mention there's other technical rules, like what enchants you can get, how big the barrier people are in, but I'm just not gonna mention it. If you're curious, go watch the videos or go look at the fan wiki. The second season, titled Last Life, had a total of 9 episodes from September 21st until November 16th of the same year, 2021. Last Life had everyone except for Gem present, having a total of 17 members. The rules for Last Life were a bit more complicated than Third. Each player got a random number of lives between 2 and 6 lives. They could trade or simply give away their lives to other lifers via commands. This was also the introduction of the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman was a secret player or players who must now go batshit crazy, killing a lifer to be cured of the Boogeyman disease. Basically, the Boogeyman is randomly chosen each episode, and you become a deranged murderer and then you're cured of it. And if you don't kill someone, you get a life taken away from you. As I was saying, Grian loves a boogeyman. I feel like he puts it in almost any of his content. Like, I'm pretty sure this happened in a series of Hermitcraft, unless I'm misremembering, but he loves a boogeyman. The third season, aka Double Life, was from June 17th, 2022 till July 22nd of the same year. It had 6 episodes and included 14 of our lifers, not including Skiz, Mumbo, or Lizzie. It's basically third life, but now you share your lives with another lifer. If they die, you die, vice versa. This was one of my favorite because we got a lot of forced dynamics. Say some players who might not naturally team up with someone is then forced to because they share a life. And I thought it was so silly and so really fun. And I kind of want them to do another season of Double Life. I really liked it. The 4th season, Limited Life, was from March 3rd until April 21st of 2023. It had 8 episodes with 14 of our players with no Red, Mumbo, or Lizzie. This was also Jem's debut episode. She was a fill-in for one of the members who was sick for a filming session. The rules for the season is complicated, I will not lie to you, so I'm not gonna go into depth, but basically instead of having set number of lives, you have a set number of time, and if you die, you lose an hour. If you kill someone, you gain 30 minutes, and then instead of dying and having only 3 lives, if your clock hits 0, you're out. Season 5, Secret Life, occurred on October 20th, 2023 till December 15th of 2023, with a total of 9 episodes. It had all of our lifers except Ren. You gain a heart by completing your secret task. If a yellow guesses your secret, then you fail, and red lives are only given secret tasks that involve killing someone. The rules for wildlife are simple. Everyone starts out as a dark green life with 6 lives. No longer 3, but 6. Once you go down to 3 lives, you become a lime green life, which I'm just gonna call green, and I'm gonna call dark green as dark green. Then once you're on your 2nd, you become a yellow life, and you are free to kill any green life. Once you are at 1 life, you are a red name and can kill anyone, including yellows. If a red or yellow kills a dark green, then they get a life back. This version is played on Minecraft snapshot version 1.21.2 pre-4, which may sound like a bunch of nonsense to some people, including myself, but what's important from this information is that it includes the Tricky Trials update and the newest Pale Garden. Is it just me, or is the creaking kind of like if a Tumblr sexy man had scoliosis? Where is my Curtis Connor, Danny X creaking love triangle? Honestly, the big twist of a wild life is the introduction of a wild card. At the start of every episode, a new wild card gets activated, and the players have to quickly figure out what it is before dying to it. Grian, the mastermind of the series, because he created it, knows what the wild card is and hence has a leg up, but he is paired with 2 idiots, so I feel like it balances itself out. Grian loves to be sneaky. He, after all, is quite a little cheeky fella, so you can bet your bottom dollar that the wild cards are never quite what they seem. There is always a little trick to them. God, I love Grian so much. I love his brain. It's indicated to the viewers that the teams for the season was talked about before the first episode, so I'll go ahead and mention those after the players. The live series at the time of filming this has 18 members, and they're all on the older side, which I think adds to a dynamic because there's no weirdos, there's no creeps, they're all family friendly, and I love that. It's family friendly fun for everyone, and I think it's a nice change in the YouTube space, moreover in the Minecraft space, because there's so many weirdos, there's so many of them. Anyways, the 18 members are a, how should I put this? A diverse group of personalities. Diverse group of personalities. Yep. Grian, our mastermind behind the Life SMP series. Grian is our leader who's very outgoing, energetic. He loves a good prank. He's also a fantastic builder. Like I said, he is the creator and the mastermind behind this entire series. He, I would say, is chaotic neutral because he isn't necessarily
hoping for your downfall, but if you piss him off, your downfall is guaranteed. Mumbo, aka Mumbo Jumbo. I would say Mumbo Jumbo has little lad energy. He's very sweet until the devil on his shoulder, aka Grian, whispers to him to do something horrible. Then he can switch his tune, but otherwise he's just like I said, a little lad. He's just a little guy. He's a little guy who's like 6 foot or something. IRL. Mumbo is known for his redstone work. He has a lot of British riz, I would say. I'm putting him as chaotic good, but a bit more between that and neutral, as he isn't necessarily evil and doesn't turn very quick, but with some convincing, he can be convinced. Scar, aka GoodTimeWithScar. Scar's personality is basically if a goofy goobered too close to the sun. I do have to warn you, Scar is a full-fledged Disney adult, so if that's not your thing, I don't know how much you would love his content. Although I am a Disney adult hater, I have an exception for Scar and only for Scar.
There was a limitation on the questions that we were accepting. I think it was no Disney questions, no Star Wars questions, and no
Look,
oh no, he's holding up a lightsaber.
I'm just over here pulling out my lightsaber.
Oh,
He's a super duper builder, but his TNT skills are all over the place. He's another chaotic neutral, I would say. Though good-natured by heart, he will suddenly switch without a necessary trigger and go evil on you if he just, woke up on the wrong side of bed that day. Skizz, aka Skizzleman. Skizz is a goofball similar to Scar, but won't go a full 360 on you like Scar will. Skizz might chase you around pretending there's a spider on your back just to kill you and take your life, but he doesn't do it out of malice. He doesn't do it without a reason, and he says sorry while he does it, so really he's just a good guy. That's why I say he's chaotic good. He's also IRL BFFs with another member, Impulse. They even have a podcast together. Impulse, aka impulseSV. He's a loyal member to have on your team. He's a good redstoner, but I must say, in wildlife in particular, he has taken kind of a sussy persona. I don't have any better vocabulary than to describe him that way. And you know what? When we get into it, you will agree with me. This kind of sussy. This new persona of Impulses make him quite the formidable foe. So that's why I'm going with neutral evil. Pearl, aka PearlescentMoon. Pearl is your classic 0 to 100 persona. Most of the time, she is off her wagon, and I eat it up. I love Pearl. She is the definition of supporting women's rights and women's wrongs, and I love it. I love it. She is also ready to enact her revenge whenever and wherever needed, and if she hasn't yet, you better start running. She is coming for you, baby. Neutral evil. Pearl is also an Australian. Also, if I haven't mentioned it yet, if I don't mention where they're from, just assume they're either British or they're American. Either or, I don't care. Cleo, aka ZombieCleo. She is your armor stand queen, though that doesn't really, come in handy in a life series. She is less hostile than Pearl, but is still scary as fuck and unhinged once she's off green. She is very resourceful and great teammate to have, and she is quite literally the only lifer keeping Big B in check. Lawful evil. Etho, aka Etho's Lab. His monotone voice makes him seem very chill, which is misleading. Sometimes misleading. This man loves to make friends, but perhaps a little too much. I do have to say his voice is very ASMR coded, lawful neutral. He's also a fellow Canadian, my guy.
Obligatory chest spin, bum press.
Martin, aka InTheLittleWood. He is evil reincarnated. That's all you have to know. Chaotic evil. To go on, he likes to goof around a lot and roleplay with his bestie Ren. He also, like I said, is evil. He will not hesitate to kill someone, even if he's green. He does not care about the rules. He only wants blood. He only wants to have fun. And he doesn't care who it is, even if they're allies or not. And he is scary. Very evil, this man. Lizzie, aka LDShadowLady. She is quite the funny lady. She's not super threatening. But it's to the point that makes you feel like she's potentially a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, she's so bad at traps and killing that maybe it's all just a lie. And maybe she's an evil genius and she's going to kill all of us. Hard to tell. She tries really hard to be evil. Very Dr. Doofenshmirtz coded, I must say. Neutral good. She is a good teammate and she's always willing to help a buddy out, teammates or not. She and one of the coming up lifers are actually IRL married too. Joel, aka Smallishbeans, aka Lizzie's husband. Joel is good at PvP and he likes to show off his parkour skills, meaning his ego can get the better of him at times. In wildlife, he's pretty hinged, considering. In past series, he's been a bit more off the rails, but this one he's been really honed in, and I would like to think that's due to his partner, his teammates, his partner Gem. In this series specifically, I would say he's neutral good, as his words are often much more violent than any of his actions. Jimmy, aka SolidarityGaming, he sucks at this game. He sucks at surviving. He cannot stay alive at all, ever. He's like very relatable, I should say. He tries and is very earnest and gives it his all. But yet, you know, like, he just wasn't born for the Minecraft PvP world. And you know what? That's okay. Not all of us were meant to be, like, Hunger Games survivors. Someone has to die. And I guess that's you, Jimmy.
Guys, look! Look! Guys! The lesbians, they love me!
Without him, who is going to be my underdog, okay? Like, I always want him to do better and better each season, but yet he usually fails us. Spoiler. Trust me when I say his personality in wildlife is the most serious I've seen him be in other life series. He loves a good prank, but often it doesn't go according to plan and usually ends up at failure. But the thing is, even if he gets caught making TNT traps, he's just so gosh darn likable that people just, like, you know, let him go free. Or maybe it's because they also feel sympathy towards him because he, you know, he's gonna die eventually. We all know it. Neutral good. B-dubs, aka B-double-100, B-dubs, B-double-O, B-dubs, B-I-dubs. On her Intel 100, that was not good. He's a very popular Minecraft builder, known for his super hyper realistic builds. When I say I would give a left limb to be reincarnated as this kid, just know I mean it. I feel like this guy would be the best father ever. B-dubs is loud, he is crazy, sometimes obnoxious, but that's what makes him fun. Chaotic good. Next up, we have Ren, aka Rendog, Ren Diggity Dog, or whatever he says. Ren, more like Ren Fair, the way he always be acting up. Am I right? I swear that joke will make more sense later. Or at least I hope. Anyways, next. Ren, where was I? Ren is a pretty fearless guy and quite the cool guy, always rocking his shades in wildlife, I think. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's still a useful tool. His lovable nature makes him a sometimes helpful teammate. So with that, I would say he's neutral. Ren is also from South Africa, and a little fun fact, me and him are birthday sisters. We share the same birthday. Yippee! Tango, aka Tango Tech. He low-key sucks at PvP, but despite that, he still manages to be an unhinged killer. He gets off by pissing people off and never fails to bring the drama. He is the one stirring that pot while we're over there watching his video with some popcorn, being like, Tango did what? Ooh, girl. But like, do it again. Do it more. Next time, even harder. That's how I feel about Tango, personally. Chaotic evil. A pure menace this season. He's just doing shit to do it and doesn't give a shit, even if it's with his own alliance. Gem, aka Geminitay, is a cottagecore cutie, little cutie, boop, 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 boop. The youngest member, actually, I think like one of the younger members with Mumbo and Jimmy. She has good vibes all around. She's very calming and collecting energy. She's the one reigning in her teammate Joel the entire season. If I was having a Bridgerton tea party, she's the first one I'm inviting, hands down. If she's not there, then it's not a party, honestly. She is so nice to almost everyone and will give them a second chance if they ask. She'll give them a third even. But she holds her own and is still no fool. Lawful good. She is Canadian as well, and just a complete sweetheart that this server needs. Scott, aka, dang that's a long name. Sorry, I meant, dang that's a long name. AKA Smajors 1995. This man has so many names, I don't even know. He is the token gay, or at least only out one. He sticks to the game's rules most of the time. He is easily the smartest lifer. They will often acknowledge that as well. Scott, unlike other members, doesn't go looking for trouble, but he is not afraid to get revenge. And he is super scary. His brains are just like, makes him terrifying. He is cold-hearted when it comes to revenge and will not hold back. You do not want to mess with him. Lawful neutral. Man, I would literally myself if I tried to pull a prank on him and he found out. Scary man. Last but certainly not least, we have Big B, aka Big B ST4 TS22. I never actually said that out loud. Yeah, Big B. Ladies and gentlemen, I once read a comment under one of his wildlife episodes that said something like, Big B, none of your decisions make any sense to me, but that's why I love watching your videos. And I really think that's the best way to describe this man, because his choices make no sense. They truly make no sense. He'll align with one person, but then directly do something that opposes exactly what like his alliance told him to do. And he doesn't really like think about the consequences. He's got that energy, like he's just constantly improving and saying yes to everything, and it leads him into a lot of trouble. He's to the core a neutral. Big B just goes with any new opportunity that presents itself to him, whether it may be a betrayal or forming a new alliance. My man just constantly goes with the flow. What can I say? He's just a chill guy like that. He's good at PvP, and he's one of our more quiet members, which I have to say are very few and far between. And even when I say quiet, he's still not that quiet. It's just in comparison to like Joel or B-dubs. And with that, we have all of our 18 members. Now it's time to go into our alliances in the Wildlife series. On one team, we have Skiz, Grian, and Mumbo, which make up the Spanners. They gave themselves this name after making bridges, aka an object that spans itself from one end to another, hence the Spanners, though I prefer the name Bridge Idiots and will call them that the majority of this video because it is more fun. And like I said, Grian, the mastermind, sandwiched by two lovely and wholesome idiots. The family, with Joel and Gem, they gave themselves the name The Family, as Joel's concept this season is to be Joel Toretto, aka, you know, like Fast and Furious, The Family, yeah. Gem is doing God's work by keeping Joel hinged. Joel in previous seasons has tried to be a villain and kind of failed at being a villain, but you know, was still a villain, you know? And Gem's calming energy and Joel being, you know, family, Fast and Furious family, or whatever he says, has that loving energy to him that just, you know, really cultivated a good energy, and dare I say, family. The BAM Boozlers. Their name is truly just because they want to put BAM into something. And yeah, this is the most unthreatening trio I've ever seen, which is Jimmy, Scar, and Lizzie. They have like carnival themes going throughout the season, and you know, they're carnival, so like parrots, and like Jimmy is the mascot, and they got like, you know, outfits and stuff, and roller coasters, bamboozlers. Yeah, I don't understand how all of them go together. Like that Venn diagram, it has no intersection for me, but you know what, I think maybe I just don't see the vision, and I'm a hater for that, and I am so sorry. The tough guys, spelled TUFF instead of, you know, OUGH or whatever, with Etho, B-dubs, and Tango. Their whole motto is one for all and all for me kind of mindset. It's very much like we are a team only until it doesn't serve us anymore, and they've all agreed to that. So they're like, do what you want, you know, betray us, it's gonna happen anyways. So we might as well start off the get-go by saying like, we're looking out for me and only me. Hence the name Tough Guys. They also like to push each other to go steal and go like plunder other people's goodies and leave a calling card of a tough block. You know, hence the tough TUFF spelling. Leave the calling card of a tough block that has been renamed to say life's tough. Ooh, so macho. Ooh. Each episode, each one like rotates who the leader is, and they give themselves like a little like goal for the day, depending on their leadership style, you know. The Renwood Mound with Martin and Ren, their whole naming was just a combination in the LDShadowLady, so the Wood, and then Ren, just with, you know, Ren. There's a lot of pettiness between Martin and Ren throughout Wildlife, because Ren keeps on saying the mound, yeah, and Martin's like, yo, what about me? More or less, Ren kind of feels like the accidental leader. He proposes every episode new little like schemes that they should do, and they never go well. Big B as the creaking neighbor. Then we have Impulse, Pearl, Scott, and Cleo as the 4Gs. Big B, who got his name by living near the pale forest and changed his skin to look like the crinking. Very iconic of him. The 3Gs was a little team name from a previous season, which they carried over this season, adding Impulse as the 4th G and Big B as the 5th G, though they like to call themselves the 4Gs and the creaking neighbor. Just know their alliance is strong from the get-go. And with that, we have all of our alliances, which have been pre-established. And from the first episode, we see these alliances in action, baby. The Life series map is a 500 by 500 border. For all of my Life newbies, the 500 by 500 indicates the barrier, so people and players and mobs can't go across the border. In previous series, there were tricks to go across the border or to get mobs that were on the other side of the border to come into the map, but they like fixed up the patches so you can't glitch out of it anymore. The border makes the Life series feel a lot more Hunger Games-esque, as they only have a limited number of resources and they're forced to be close by. Each series they change the size of the border. This one's like a mid-size. I combined a couple of maps I found on Reddit plus my own knowledge. If you want to look at the other maps, they'll be in the description below. This is not 100% accurate, but you know what, it's a rough guesstimate. So just to go over the map here of the world, I drew the green areas to indicate forest. This gray area, which probably doesn't even show up on camera, is the pale garden. Then the blue is obviously water, and the pink is the cherry mountain. It includes a trials and tribulations underneath the island in the middle. It also has a deep dark underneath the cherry mountain. At the very top of the mountain right here, we have the bamboozler's base. They put a bunch of barriers of bamboo and added to their bamboozler's name. There's also a little bridge that goes up the mountain right here, and this bridge often gets bombed by none other than their neighbors, the Spanners. So the Spanners are in the side of the mountain, and their base has 3 bridges that do a little zigzag pattern, and it connects above here. Also right here, this little dotted line connects to what they like to call the meeting room. The meeting room overlooks this kind of spacious land area right here, and is often how they TNT other players. They often TNT the bridge, they often TNT a base across from them, who is none other than the Tough Guy's base. The Tough Guy's base is a pretty interesting one, as it has 3 different towers built by each member of the Tough Guys. B-Dub's mainly building with deep slate, and then Etho got really creative and built out of copper. The reason was he was like, should I build it out of copper, B-Dubs? And then B-Dubs was like, oh yeah, you should. And then Etho did it because Etho can, you know, love the hustle. And then Tango built his out of wood, which famously gets burnt down, as it does in every season. Idiot, don't build out of wood. Like what? If this is a PvP server, what do you think is gonna happen? Oh my guy. Yeah, and the Tough Guys base, I think, really admits to the audience that the Tough Guys are not a team per se, but rather a collective of like-minded individuals who don't really have each other's best interests on their mind, but are still, you know, going to team up when applicable. Their base is also built using B-Dub's golden ratio. This is where the Tough Guys base is, and it connects with 2 bridges to this big island in the middle of the water. And this island is inhabited by the Wrenwood Mound, or 2 giant tree houses, one for Wren and one for Martin. They are also made out of wood and will get burnt down eventually. On the other side of the island, we have the family, where Jolt has built a beautiful, giant, enormous car, a gorgeous car, because they are, Fast and Furious, the family, Toretto, blah, 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 blah. Gem built like a super cute cottage core, but you can't really see it here. You just have to trust me again on this one. And I also want to mention that in the Rendwood Mound, once their bases start to get burnt down and they realize how dangerous being up high can be in this series, they decide to turn it into the Little Lake. They flood the entire bottom of their base, leaving no grass blocks in sight, and they name it the Little Lake to make Martin feel included. Then we see here that by Gem and Joel's base, we have another bridge, which goes close by this giant forest. And in the very back of the forest, we have the Pale Garden, where none other than the creaking neighbor lives. And Big B built himself a giant Big B head made out of the pale tree block or whatever it's called. I don't really know. But he doesn't really stay in it because he normally hangs out with the 4Gs. And the 4Gs originally made their first base right next to the creaking neighbor. But then they decided it was too far away from all of the action being mainly right here. So they decide to move their base closer, and they move over here closer to, Gem and Joel's base and closer to the spawn. The spawn is this yellow dot, by the way. I thought I should put that just in case. And when they move, they create a new base. Ta-da! And this base basically has a giant stone wall. And that's kind of it. And then at one point, Scott makes this into a giant birthday cake. Very fun. I love the energy. We got the bridge idiots. We got the little lake. We got the car with the family. We got the tough guys and their not so tough towers. The 4Gs with their cool ass cake, and the creaking neighbor with Big B's head. The bamboozler is on their mountain of safety, even though they get bombed constantly on this bridge. And that is our map. Like in every Minecraft world, our lifers start by punching trees. Well, kind of, not really. Actually, they spawn in a cult-like circle, and then they start racing each other to gather as much resources as they possibly can, like cows, bamboo, and most importantly, sugarcane. Though this does get interrupted by 3 little sneaky little dots indicating that a wild card is in play. The quickest players who realize what wild card is in play is Etho and Scott, with our bridge idiots of Grian, Mumbo, and Skiz taking the longest to realize what it is, even though he's literally on their team. Episode 1's wild card is one that's pretty simple compared to future wild cards, and that is big versus small. If players crouch, they get smaller, and if players jump, they get bigger.
Oh, Joel, you must be loving this. It's the first time you get to be tall.
Grian, there's pictures of us together, Grian. You're the same height as me.
I want to note that when you get bigger, your hitbox also increases, which means that mobs and players have a larger area in which they can hit you and you would receive damage. Whereas when you get smaller, it gets decreased, but this still results in future problems.
If you had told me a few years ago, you're gonna be in a 1x1 block house with Etho and Big B, I'd say you're crazy.
I also want to reiterate that Grian is the mastermind. He handpicked every single wild card, and if you think that's unfair, then you know what? That just sucks. Life is unfair.
No one on this list knows what the wild cards are except me. I know what they are, and if you've got a problem that I have an advantage, then you're in the wrong place, because that's the only way that this works.
Big B is now Little B, and Mumbo Jumbo is now Mumbo Smallbo, Mumbo Tinybo, Mumbo, I don't know. Let's workshop that, please. The lifers get up to some shenanigans, playing around with the wildcard mechanism, making themselves bigger and smaller for fun, shrinking themselves to be itty-bitty guys, while others choose the less optimal route of being a big old giants. Pretty early on, we see our first death of none other than Pearl.
I need to socialize. I need to stop getting distracted by, oh my gosh, that's a big hole. Ah! No! Oh! Oh! Oh, well, that's just awkward.
Pearl, who while shifting to stay small, accidentally falls off a block due to the change in her hitbox, hence my foreshadowing earlier. With her death comes a loud boom that rings throughout the entire Minecraft server, signaling to others that a life has been lost, Hunger Games style. And now Pearl is on 5 lives instead of 6. Still a dark green. Etho gets a horse and decides to rub it into the horse lover's face. B-dubs.
Tango, do you have any leather by chance?
I mean, I could if I killed this horse here.
Don't! No! I need one more.
No!
One more.
Why? Oh, I mean, you could have just said that. I have another one.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, whoops.
B-dubs and Etho then spend literally the rest of the 3 hours arguing over the horse and about all of the past horsing around.
I've heard that it's best to talk about how you are feeling, and I will just say how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I am open arms to everybody.
Okay.
And you came over and killed a horse that didn't need to be killed in front of me, and I feel like you're trying to be mean to me.
I'm not trying to be mean to you. I just wanted to one-up you once in my life, you know?
If you want to watch 2 full grown-ass men argue over a Minecraft horse for 40 minutes, please go watch their episodes. It's actually really funny. Our lifers go out mining and gather resources, which means it's time to start building their bases. Yippee! Grian, Mumbo, and Skiz call themselves the Sub-Zero Gang, referring not only to their chosen heights, but also to their unchosen stupidity.
I'm gonna break this stalactite.
Okay.
Ready? Here it comes.
Yep. I mean, it seems like unnecessary risk, but that's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Mumbo Jumbo, more like Mumbo Tiny Bo.
There is some iron there. Oh!
No! What happened?
Lights! No, don't do the same thing!
Do exactly what you guys did.
Oh, that was sub 1 intelligence, mate.
More like, tiny cinnamons for tiny. Scar ends up dying. Roll the clip.
If you see the light, you know you're gonna get bammed if you sneak into the bam boys, man! Oh, no! Oh my god!
As you can see, Scar died to his own idiotism. Guess he's also an unofficial member of the Sub-Zero Club.
You're too big to be in here. Get out.
Why does
Get out.
everywhere I go,
Get
people
out.
are mean to me?
Get out!
Shut up!
You big oaf! You big oaf, you! Okay, we showed him.
I almost feel a little bad.
Martin and Ren are the first to go into the Nether. Ren then steals a quote-unquote humble steed, i.e. B-Dub's horse that was saddled and left on the island, and Ren hides it underground to use later as a...
What are you doing?
Martin, I've found us a humble steed.
Poor little bugger.
bartering chip. Ren and Martin decide to be annoying right off the bat. They go pull a prank on the bamboozlers by hiding their sheep underground, breeding them up, and taking one of them with them. Though they get caught in the act by Jimmy. Grian and Martin go steal sugarcane and cows from the 4Gs. Martin is just pure evil this series.
We can take their cows.
I've got a lead, so I can at least grab one for Gem.
I've got 2 wheat. Are we just completely taking it
I mean,
all?
I guess we are, yeah.
And they hide the 4G's cows, which Impulse had literally spent his entire episode transporting from one end of the map to their base. Rightfully so, Impulse, when he finds out that his cow is missing, is pissed the fuck off. You know what? I would be too, given his situation. Blinded by anger, Impulse storms over to the players closest to his base, which is none other than the family. Impulse sees that the family has a suspicious amount of cows at their base. So, connecting the dots, he accuses them of stealing his cow.
No!
We hope.
Where's our cows?
Got this. Let's go get him back.
Somebody steals my cows. Pearl, I can't handle this. I don't even care about my lives anymore. I'm gonna kill whoever took these cows straight away.
Oh my god.
I know they're not, because I went bloody all the way across the map to get these stupid cows.
What cows did
So
you get?
annoyed.
Look at all these cows you
There
found.
are cows.
Joel, sorry, but you have a
moment.
reputation about stealing cows. I'm just saying.
I did not steal these cows, Impulse. I walked these cows across the map, and I'm sick of getting disrespected. It took me so long to walk them. This stupid lag. I'm getting annoyed. All right, I need to calm down. I'm going over here to calm down.
Listen, if you want, you can come back in a day when they can breed again, and we'll have a baby for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Gem, being the unproblematic saint she is, gives the 4Gs a cow despite being wrongfully accused by them. And she also offers to give any passerbyers who want a cow one as well. Watching this from Joel's POV is crazy because he also spent a ridiculous amount of time bringing cows to his island. Both him and Impulse are angry in this situation because all of their hard work has been negated for different reasons, but by the same causation, which is Ren and Grian being dickheads. This cow debacle ends up becoming a real contention in the feud between the 4Gs and the family. Perhaps the starting point of all of this, of all the drama that later unfolds between these two strong alliances, all because of Ren and Grian and the accusations that followed. Gem and Joel are taking the family motto seriously, which is, I don't have friends, I have family. They give out whatever the lifers ask, asking only for in return their friendship. Scar builds the first iteration of his roller coaster, which a few of the lifers decide to ride. Lizzie decides to make a mascot for their base, a parrot for each of the bamboozlers. He breaks into the Spanners sub-1 base and uses their enchanter while trying to turn the sub-1ers against each other, saying that him and Grian just pulled the heist of the century and that they shouldn't trust Grian, which is true, they did pull a heist. I don't know if it's of the century, but then he uses that to try to convince them to go against Grian.
You stay quiet, you stay quiet, you stay quiet.
Yeah, you just stay quiet over there.
Am I just taking orders for everybody, am I? Ren, you, just everything.
Grian, did you have any sort of transactions with some cows earlier?
Yeah.
You get out of the book!
Get off in it!
Hold on a second.
Grian, let me kill
You're
him.
making
Dude,
me grow.
I legit can't put my boot. I've accidentally equipped my boots because you keep shoving me about.
You can do it from a distance.
You stand
We're
away.
trying to do something.
He's going for it! He's breaking it! No! Did he get it?
Martin, using his silver tongue, tries to distract them so he can steal the enchanter while the sub-1ers aren't looking. Though Martin fails as the idiots were smart for once, and didn't trust him at all. Throughout the episode, we also see the lifers wandering into the Pale Garden, many of them for the very first time. The 4Gs very strategically pick up all of the creaking source blocks, hoping that they will come in handy for a trap one day. Though the creaking doesn't do much damage, so really, no harm, no foul. This is also when Big B forms an alliance with the 4Gs, making them the unofficial 5Gs. We then get this beautiful serenade moment of Ren, Big B, Lizzie, and Jimmy gathered around a little campfire in the Pale Garden as Ren randomly pulls out his guitar and serenades them.
There's only one thing missing, right? Like, we need a fireside jam. We need to sing a song. The works.
We need to recruit a bard for our party.
I can be the bard.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh.
There is.
I wish I did.
A house in New Orleans. They called the rising sun. Wrong night. And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. Lord, I know I'm one. Sing it, Big B!
This episode, we got 2 deaths. Pearl and Skiz. Martin, and by default Ren, are server-wide distrustful hooligans. The family has been nothing but a beacon of hope and joy, though the family does have a chip on their shoulder from Impulse hurling accusations at them. The bamboozlers aren't the biggest fan of the spanners, of the bridge idiots, and the tough guys are kind of just fighting against themselves, which is very much in character. The 4Gs don't currently have any enemies, but are aware of their strange relationship from the family. And Scott, knowing this, tries to warn the other members to be more friendly with the family. And the Spanners have it out for Tango. And with that is the end of episode 1, Big versus Small. Episode 2. This is where we get Skizz's intro in front of every lifer. A beautiful, glorious moment for all of the Skizz stands out there, including myself.
This is your intro?
This is my intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm
Are you gonna do it?
B000100. I'm desperate for subscribers.
There's no way somebody knows me and not you, buddy.
A wild card is activated. Within a couple of seconds, Mumbo almost eats his pickaxe. Huh?
Oh, wait, I can eat my pickaxe. I can eat my pickaxe.
This episode wildcard is that you can eat everything. And I'm talking everything.
You need to find something that's really food. Eat everything and anything. Gather things, eat it.
Grass blocks, you can eat it. Diamond shovel's a great meal. Redstone dust, yum yum in my tum tum.
What are you two Dungeons and Dragons boys doing? You role playing?
Wait, hold on. What's with this nerd labeling? Where's this
the
come
two
from?
of you. When the two of you get together, you go off on some sort of middle-aged
For the king and such.
The role-playing hasn't kicked in yet. Yet.
But the thing is, if you eat something that isn't food, you'll regret it. You can eat anything, but only a few randomized items will actually fill your health bar. The non-food items, if eaten, will give you a potion effect, like invisibility, or something like a creeper noise will be played when you eat.
Good to know. Thank you so
Be careful
much.
you don't go through that portal.
What? Oh my gosh, what did you do?
It's good to note that real food like carrots or bread doesn't do anything. Right off the bat, we get a lot of panic lifers. Some of them are handling the situation very well. The rest are eating everything they can find, making them get infested or floating up into the air. Mumbo starts to panic as his health is at an all-time low, and he's about to die. Grian, being the good teammate that he is, passes him some shulk vein, which is in fact food.
I'm about to die.
No. Mumbo.
I've got blindness.
Eat this. Mumbo, I've got real food. Mumbo, I have food. Eat this skunk vein. Eat the skunk. Eat this. No, don't place it. No.
Get me out! I'm almost dead, Grian!
No, not my sword.
The moment I move, I die. Okay, I want to
Okay.
eat a diamond. What if I eat a diamond?
You can try it.
That's surely got to be good.
Try
right?
it.
No, that doesn't do anything.
Try this. Try bone meal.
I
that
can't
was
reach
too
it,
far.
Grian.
Hold on. Right, you got
hold
time.
on.
You got time. Don't panic.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
No, bone meal's a bad idea.
Bone meal bad. Red. Take the die.
That made it worse, dude.
Let me test for you. Okay, white die good.
Okay, I've
Axe
just heard
bad.
some stats.
Axe bad.
Some
White die
stats.
good?
If
White
you
die
go
good or bad?
If you go into the food tab, apparently you can see what is food.
Gentlemen, it has been a fun time. I will see you.
Food.
Gentlemen, it has been a fun time. I will see you in yellow.
Yeah.
With a sliver of time left, Mumbo, being in his panic state, instead of eating it, places it on the ground and dies. Skizz, watching it all unfold, enters the scene. He too is starving. Luckily, Grian gives him some in time, and he is saved. Ren comes in with the same predicament and begs Grian and Skizz to pass him some food. They start crafting things and throwing it his way, telling him to try this, try that, try this, only making the situation worse, giving Ren a negative side effects and doing damage instead of curing his hunger. Mumbo respawns and joins the three of them once more. Ren is still taking damage, says to the others, "Well, fellows, it's been a fun time," and then just passes away. 2 deaths back to back in the same 5x5 area. I'm not even joking. Just kidding, because it's actually 3 deaths.
Okay, so but
Why didn't he tell me he was starving?
That's such a Skizz way to go.
Literally moments after Ren dies, Skizz decides he's going to stare at his health bar as it gets lower and lower instead of saying to his two buddies that he's still taking damage and needs help. Skizz, just like Ren and Mumbo before him, dies from starvation. Skizz is literally in the back being like, they don't know I'm dying. During this debacle, we get introduced to the reputation board made by Scar on top of the BAM mountain. As you can guess by its name, it displays everyone's reputation from the Bamboozler's perspective.
Let's just make a decision because this flim-flammy like, oh, we're all going to help each other thing, it doesn't work. Somebody's going to betray somebody. We're all going to betray each other at some point. So we can just say, hey, we'll be a group, but take me out if you can.
Okay. We're on our own.
Yes.
If it's convenient, we help each other.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the 4Gs and Big B are experimenting with the blocks as well. With Smarty Pants Scott on their side, they were able to figure out what the wild card was really quick. Pearl is the first among them to almost die from starvation. Luckily, the group has found out that they can eat lapis and amethyst and are able to go about their normal activities. The idiots decide the best food for them is polished deep slate, while Lizzie is a connoisseur of stone shovels, despite the fact that they don't stack.
Hello, people! I bring word! Do you know what to eat? One should eat stone shovels!
What?
Gem gives out cows to quell any second coming cow drama, giving one out to Martin and another to Scar. Pearl is down below in a cave mining some amethyst. Then a creeper approaches and it starts to sizzle. Luckily, she has her shield on. She goes to raise it up, and due to this week's wild card, she accidentally starts to eat the shield.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I ate my sword as I died. You can't block when you're holding a sword because you just go to eat your sword and you don't block.
Oh.
And a creeper, the thing is, the creeper fell in the water and it still was enough to explode me.
Oh my gosh.
Causing her to take full damage from the creeper explosion and dies. And if that's not enough, she ate her diamond sword in the process. Pearl is now one life away from being a light green.
The motley crew over there.
Oh, the bridge idiots.
Gem starts to build a barn for her cows. Ren and Martin also use family's enchanter. Gem and Ren give Tango iron for friendship. Cleo and Big B go on a little adventure together.
Should we go on a wander, Big B?
Yeah, let's do it. It's fun enough.
I don't want to make enemies of people.
That's not enemies. It's just, it's all a learning
Oh,
experience.
here we go.
Right?
The idiots become enamored with the grass blocks, which lets them levitate.
We could walk. We could walk.
We could. Or we could floatsy-woatsy.
They start to get a little silly and goofy and play around with it.
I think Skizz is about to be a daredevil, to be fair. He looks like he's attempting something.
Skizz, you're a little bit too close to the ground.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Skizz, you're a bit close to the ground, buddy.
No, I think he's trying. I think he wants to...
Skizz pulls this awesome move. Skizz almost hits the ground, but then eats a grass block right in time to save him from getting fall damage. It's, as Mumbo Jumbo would say,
that is sub 1 intelligence. You have less than 1 brain cell, Skizz.
Yeah, but
what
that was +1 awesome.
Skizz is playing a very dangerous game of chicken, but hopefully he won't push his luck and try to do it again. Surely he won't do such a foolish thing twice, right? Right? Wait, did you see that? Oh no. Oh no. The food is about to be randomized! Grian's mind is a horror show, truly, and the food gets randomized.
Well, apparently Tango's a big baby, and you might need to feed him because he can't feed himself. Apparently,
I'm starving.
That means everything you thought blocks and items did before is now changed. Is that food still food? Probably not. Does the grass block still let me levitate? You know what? Actually, it does.
Oh,
Great.
guys.
Quick, eat.
Yeah, good, Scar. Good call.
That's good.
Good call.
A rare survival tip from Scar.
Yes, that's right. The twist did not stop here. Grian had another thing hidden in his pocket, and that was that the food is randomized at random intervals, so that even he doesn't know when it will be changed or to what it will change to, keeping everybody on their toes. He is such an evil genius, and I love that he always tries to keep things entertaining for players and for himself as well.
See ya!
No, don't, no.
I'm dead.
You gotta live.
No. Let me test. Don't move. Don't move. Stop moving, Mumbo. You're really upset by this.
I thought I had it.
Mumbo, just calm down. Let me test the food
I'm not
for
calm.
you. Let me just test the food. Smoker. How about a smoker? You want to smoke? Deep Slate Brits. Where'd he go? Okay, right. Mumbo, I need you to calm down because you
I
are
have half a heart.
stressing me out. Let's check the bowl situation. What about this? Check the wooden bowls.
A wooden bowl? Grian, you've given me a bowl to eat.
Oh.
You really think that's going to work? No, I've just zoomed in. Nice.
As soon as it gets randomized, we get Act 1 all over again by the idiots of them scrambling to figure out what to do while dying. Mumbo starts to freak out as he's starving to death. Skizz watches them in the background, also starving to death. And Grian is yelling at Mumbo to stay calm. This time, Grian is a bit more proactive and tests the food he has in his inventory while Mumbo doesn't move in order to conserve his hunger bar. Luckily, they are able to survive by eating pink dye, though they still have yet to find a good source of food, i.e. one that raises your hunger bar to 2 notches, which turns out to be dripstone and cherry tree leaves.
Guys,
Didn't do
if
anything.
it all comes down to us having no food and we've only got these
It's not
discs.
worth it. It's not worth it,
Are
guys.
you kidding? You just ate the disc.
It's not worth
I was
it.
about to say, if it came down to it, we would die and not eat these discs, and you just ate it.
I'll
sorry.
leave you guys be. You apparently have something to work out.
Meanwhile, the roller coaster update. It is located in between the staircase to the Bam Mountain and the bridge idiot space.
Can he hear us?
All right. Oh, I landed right on the spot.
Scar, what are you doing?
I'm making a roller coaster.
Of course he is.
As a highly anxious person myself, I would absolutely suck in this scenario because I would just be like Mumbo freaking the fuck out and being like the whole world changing multiple times and I'm gonna die. So I get it. I get why everyone's stressed. I would be too.
We literally had everything change on us. I almost died. We've had to find new food. Mind you, because Skizz is floating. Because of the fact that you didn't have to do it, Grian. You
I
are the
didn't.
master of this series.
Base update. The Spanners build their 3 bases. Mumbo and Grian say it's the most bridges he's seen in the Life series, despite building a bread bridge in Limited Life by the bad boys.
I mean, this is the first 3 bridge base, surely.
I can't think of a base in Third Life that's had this much bridge.
No, yeah.
Other than the one big bridge that I made that one time.
This is where we get the introduction of the name the Spanners, because they realize, bridges, it spans 2 things.
That's the best base I've ever built.
But, right, with the Spanners, right?
Yep.
It looks mildly S-shaped. We could have a vague S in our bridges.
Jen, help me. These guys are idiots. They've already died.
No,
I
they've
can't
already
help
died.
you because I've actually got my own idiot and he's your husband.
Oh.
I've got an idea. You're probably gonna hate it.
Joel builds a big old car. The other lifers absolutely hate it.
Oh my gosh, it's a shark!
Wait,
Big house to see.
what is this over here?
Is that meant to be a big car?
It is a big car.
It looks a little like a catfish, Joel. Yeah, it does.
It's
because I've not built it yet, guys. Come on, leave me alone. I'm still building it.
Yeah, there is a gigantic car. I mean, the good news is that is... I mean, I don't want to say anything too mean about it, but maybe one of the... Maybe one of...
Just say
maybe
it, Mumbo. Let it out. Let it
the
out, buddy.
maybe one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life.
And someone's ruining the immersion with that car.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Their theme for this reason is Fast and Furious, so be prepared for a lot of references if you watch Joel's perspective, including but not limited to fast running, calling everyone his family, and having a custom skin made to look like Don Toretto. Then we get Ren and Martin deciding to build 2 separate tree houses for them.
Wildlife friends, here we are at rainwood mound, trying to make something.
The 4Gs make an enclosed, secure build. As Big B is their neighbor, they have instinctively started a close alliance. And the tough guys build individual towers.
So
we're not living together.
I ain't gonna live with you. This is gonna be an island. We're gonna do 3 towers if you guys are comfortable with it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you could please keep it within the golden ratio. So whatever your width is, multiply by 168, and that is your height.
So I hear you're building a tower out of copper.
I'm building a copper tower for some reason.
Well, ideally, we figure out how far Tango is away from me, how many blocks, and then we multiply that by 1.618, and then that can give us the distance you need to be from him.
With their model being that since nice guys finish last, the 3 of them are committed to being tough guys who do what they want, when they want, and will betray whoever, whenever, including their teammates, but must adhere to one rule, and that is to leave a tough block, saying that life is tough at the scene of their crimes.
Nice guys finish last.
Always.
No chance. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Always.
We're going to be the tough guys.
Okay.
And if we take something, we just say, nice guys finish last. Let's not be jerks, though, okay? Let's still be nice people.
We failed already!
Let's be tough guys, but let's be nice tough guys.
This alliance is doomed to fail. Doomed, I tell you. Then food is randomized a second time.
Oh my gosh, what in tarnation happened to you?
I'm gonna do it on him. All right, stand there. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Look away.
Okay, I'm looking away.
Look back.
Oh! Do me.
All right. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Dude.
All right, go ahead. Look away.
We still have a second reenactment of this Act 1 by the Bridge Idiots after the food is randomized, even though they are separated. The same thing happens this time. Skizz dies, and Mumbo barely survives.
Don't eat that! Who dies usually a good one? What about just straight up lapis? Oh, there goes somebody! I don't want to do it too! Blue die? Yeah! No!
That's poisoned me. Oh, you've poisoned me. What have you done that for? I can't even leave half a heart there, right?
Cobblestone.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Let me try and die right. No,
that would kill you.
That's giving me infested. Oh, we're about to get covered in mobs. Oh.
Tango and B-dubs ride Scar's roller coaster. Skizz is doing his levitation trick above an area of water, trying to reenact his +1 awesome moment. Then Tango comes in and decides to be a little shithead, places a block right where Skizz is about to land. Skizz lands on the block, and obviously he dies.
He just did, yeah.
Oh.
But I want more. Ooh, I wonder. Don't eat.
Arrows seem good.
Don't eat.
Arrows seem good.
What was it? Don't eat dripstone block. What if I eat this?
Do it.
Did he really? He just killed me.
Tango kills Skizz, and it was pure murder, and the Spanners vow to get their revenge. Skizz is now a light green. The first light green of the season is now Skizz.
While Ren's up there in the sky.
Yeah, what are you doing in the chest?
Just taking this lead, and I'll be taking 2 of my sheep back, the ones you stole. See you soon, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, you are kidding me. Hey, by the way, if you eat my balls, no, I mean, eat these.
As a last-ditch effort to get their revenge before this episode is to end, the idiots set up a simple contraption to kill Tango. The idea is that when Tango takes Scar's roller coaster, which overlooks the Bridge Idiot's base, they kill him. But it fails.
No! Come on, guys.
Tango gets blown up by a creeper. The idiots are then very happy. The idiots are overjoyed by this.
Hey! We did it! We did it!
What happened, guys?
We killed Tango with the power of our mind!
Grian then makes the infamous meeting room. Mumbo accidentally eats something that makes him float, so he tries to make his way towards a tree on the Bam Mountain, hoping that It will be close enough that he won't take much fall damage. Meanwhile, other lifers watching or shouting at him to get to safety.
I don't want to be a bridge idiot. I'd rather be a floater.
Well, I am a floater.
Oh no!
I'm saving you here. Get the water here.
Look, Jemmy's got you! Look, Jemmy's got you! No!
Poor Mumbo, he's just been so stressed this episode. Gem, being the helpful girly that she is, places water everywhere that Mumbo is, hoping that he can land in the water to save himself. Girly, no matter how helpful you are, some people are too stupid to be helped. Mumbo ends up dying by taking fall damage.
So Tango killed Skizz. And so now, obviously, Skizz's team hates Tango. And Tango's team doesn't seem to really like Tango either, to be honest, from the vibes that I'm getting.
So in episode 2, we had 11 deaths. Mumbo, Ren, Skizz, Pearl, Jimmy, Martin, Skizz, Skizz again, Cleo, Tango, and Mumbo. And with that is episode 2, Eat Everything. On this channel, we like to make silly, unserious fan fiction for every topic we're discussing. And in this episode, the fanfic I have written for you today is called Sussy Addictions, Reader X Sussy Stew Horror Fanfic. This is the cover art I made for today's story. You can find the full story and the cover art at my Wattpad. Sobriety is a hard thing. It's been about a month since you last reached for the wooden bowl, thanks to the invaluable help from the weekly meetup group SSSAA, Suspicious Stew Substance Abstainers Anonymous. You started attending these meetings as your supportive best friend Lizzie, who had once too struggled with the crippling effects of suspicious stew substance abuse, or Sussy Stew as it's known on the path blocks. If it wasn't for Lizzie's help, your life would be falling apart even more than it is now. A fateful day many moons ago, a wanderer trader proposed a sussy trade for you. 2 emeralds for 5 sussy soups. You never even seen suspicious stew until now. The mushrooms needed to make the stew were incredibly rare where you lived. Eating a mushroom raw was unheard of due to how valuable these things were. Procuring and eating a sussy stew was not only rare but incredibly looked down upon. YN, having grown up in your sheltered village, never even seen the effects of this sussy soup. Your curiosity got the best of you, and you purchased the stew. Enamored by the new object in your blocky hands, you dash behind a building, away from prying eyes, and inspect the sussy stew for the first time. Is this really the infamous stew that my parents warned me about? It looks kind of nasty. YN thinks to themselves. The deep brown with flecks of toxic green aren't exactly mouth-watering. I guess it won't hurt to try. The famous last words you thought to yourself before hesitating to take a quick swig of the soup. Gulp, gulp, gulp. You swallow it without letting the mushroom taste linger on your tongue. Hey, that wasn't so bad. Maybe it's because you didn't expect all of its sussy taste when you first ate it, but you feel compelled to have some more. This time, you let the notes of the wildflower mixed in with the harmonious taste of a brown and red mushroom. It was delightful. No, more than that. It was addicting. Were mushrooms always this good? YN thinks to himself. You quickly gulp down the rest of the soup, then go in for the second one you had in your inventory, gulping that one down in record time. This is so good. You start visiting the trader every day to get your hands on sussy stew, swinging them down back to back to back. You were never particularly rich to begin with, but after a few weeks of drinking sussy stews for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and as your bedtime snack, you are out of emeralds. You start tapping into your diamonds. After 2 months of being on sussy soups, your entire base is filled with them. One of the most notorious things of being addicted to sussy stew is their unstackability. Every chest was filled with them. Your hotbar, your inventory, under your bed, sussy stew is everywhere. Soon, even that doesn't become enough to satisfy your never-ending hunger for sussy soups. You even give up mining and crafting to focus solely on consuming sussy stews. Wake up, drink stew, sleep, wake up, drink stew, sleep up, drink stew, drink stew. The next day, same thing. No, you start skipping sleep to slurp the sussy substance. The phantoms can't bother you as long as sussy stew is on your side. Sussy stew will keep you safe. All you need is sussy stew. All you need is to be sussy stew. Your sussy stew body is perfect. It's as if it's your own skin. The toxic green particularly makes you feel both liberated and suspicious. Your world is consumed by the stew. Everything is focused around its beautiful glory, and the only words you know are sussy stew, sussy stew, sussy stew, sussy stew. The world is only in hues of brown and lime green. Reality is suspicious stew. It's dizzying but tantalizing. How long has it been since you left your house? Doesn't matter, cause it's where your stew is. The creaking of your front door is barely audible over your chants for sussy stew. A bright light cleanses the brown soupy colors of your world. Hey, YN, are you— Wait, let me try to do a British accent. Hey YN, are you coming today or? Lizzie, your longtime bestie, has entered your home to come to nag you, but stopped when she saw how her best friend has become a sussy stew addict. Not you too. She sighs as if it isn't her first rodeo. Come on, let's go to SSAA together. You end your night in a anonymous group with fellow recovering sussy stew addicts. You guess there is more than soup out there after all. And soon. I made this video in hopes to bring new fans to the Life series. I know I went over a lot of things that anyone who has seen the series would have already known. If I missed anything, let me know. I absolutely adore these content creators and the work they do, whether it be long series like Hermitcraft or their silly content like Guess the Build. I just wanted to make something as a fan for other fans and for newcomers, and I decided while filming everything that I should leave it at episode 2 because episode 3 is when things get so juicy. Episode 3 has the most deaths in, I believe, all of the Life series. So please, if you haven't seen the series already, go to episode 3, okay? Easy place to start is Grian's because he knows everything. But, you know, we went over all of the Lifers. Pick your favorite, go watch your biases, episode 3 right now. You have many episodes to catch up on, and trust me, you will love it. At first, I was going to film all of the episodes, but I decided against it. One, I'm running low on time and need to put this project aside. And second of all, I think episode 3 till episode 8 are just so fun, and the energy that the Lifers have is something you need to go witness yourself. So please go watch it if you haven't already. I hope this encourages someone new to the series to watch it. There is a lot I did not cover. I ended at episode 2, and I mean a lot. Go watch it. So many iconic deaths happen from this point onwards. All the Lifers are so silly and get up to so many different shenanigans that I did not have time to include. My bias for the Wildlife series is the family. Jem and Joel just have a unique energy that I like seeing this episode, and it was fun to see them in contrast to the rest of the chaos. I rewatched all of the old videos while editing this, and I think Double Life and Third Life are my favorites besides Wildlife. Wildlife is my number 1. Like, you can tell they're the first seasons, the first iterations of the series, because there's a lot of like things that need to be tweaked and worked out, but it gives it like, it feels like the first day of a new series in Minecraft because it has a lot of energy in it, you know? And I do really like that and think they're unique in that way because not everything is so organized and so put together in those first few series. Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching. Have a good day or night wherever or whenever you're watching this. I have left links to everyone below, including my socials and and a playlist of the videos covered here. Also my Wattpad. I really like all of these content creators I mentioned in this video, and if I've poked fun at them or called them names, just know I do it with love and peace and only mean it as a joke. In terms of this series, nothing more than that. All the peace and love towards them. I'm a big fan. Little things I want to mention is that like music and sound design for the wildlife was done by like Grian and one of his like close friends, and also Minecraft YouTuber. He has a video on how he made that. It's also a great watch. Go check it out if you haven't already. And also in another episode, I'm trying not to spoil it, but they made a trivia question list that fans can do. And so if you are a fan and you're watching this, and if you haven't already done the trivia, you should go do it. And if you have done it or are completing it right now, I want to know, what is your score? Mine was really bad. I will not lie. I have a short memory span. My memory is bad, so I got really, really bad on it. But it was fun to take. But yeah, I just wanted to mention those here. Anyways, thank you again for watching. It really means a lot to me. Anyways, bye!